In a world where dreams meet reality, there exists a place where your business can flourish. That place is Shopify. Imagine having the power to craft your online store with tools that make it as easy as a gentle breeze. Whether you're an artisan of handmade wonders, a creator of digital treasures, or a curator of the latest trends, Shopify stands by your side. With its customizable templates, seamless integrations, and support that's always there, your dream store is just a heartbeat away. Join millions of visionaries around the globe and let Shopify guide you on your journey. Visit roguemedianetwork.com/Shopify. That's roguemedianetwork.com/SHOPIFY. And embark on your free trial. Shopify, where your commerce dreams come to life. You just found the perfect product that helps with staying cool during hot summer runs. No more gross warm water. Stay cool with this product from Gear Handle. This hydration tube cover helps keep your water cool and easily accessible. Stay hydrated during those long summer runs or even delay from freezing in the winter. Plus, they're compatible with various brands of water bladders and come in various colors. Visit gearhandle.com and use promo code H2O today.
I am Rachel Ruth Tate, and this is Text Astrology. Hello and happy day to all of y'all. Rachel Ruth here, and welcome to this week's edition of the Text Astrology podcast. In today's episode of the show, we are talking about the full moon in Aries, happening later this week on Sunday, October 9th. At 3:56 p.m. Central Standard Time at 16 degrees of Aries. To start, because Aries likes to start something, Aries is the first sign in the zodiac, our cardinal fire sign ruled by Mars. When you think of cardinal fire, think of a spark, a lighter, the striking of a match. You get it. Aries is plasma and impetus. It is primacy, speed, confidence, assertive energy. It is initiation. And the moon here does self-care and caretaking as an active practice. It wants to direct energy toward and engage directly with the world as itself. And this full moon is engaged directly with its ruler, Mars, hanging out over there in Gemini, by an easy 60-degree sextile aspect relationship. Remember, sextiles are angles of the nature of Venus, meaning they easily bring together and harmonize forces. In this case, the sextile integrates the active energy of the full moon in Aries, together with the heady gravity of its slowing ruler, Mars, in Gemini, the mutable air sign ruled by Mercury, where Mars is about to station retrograde at the end of the month. This may come through for the next 2 weeks after the syzygy as active internal reconsideration of current life themes and or carefully considered actions taken towards present goals and directives. Now, there may be some vacillation here, with Mars being in the dual-bodied mutable air sign of Gemini, or some vastly different potentials mentally played out. Remember, Gemini is the twins. Mars and Gemini can and will actively examine the full spectrum of things, and Aries moon emotions are drivers to action and serve to quicken any internal pace. So this effervescent, energetic Gemini-Aries sextile tie-in, it can feel like too much mental roiling for some, raciness or anxious excitement for some of us, depending on our individual compositions and constitutions. And for others, it can feel like a welcome boost or zesty intellectual surge. Ideally, we can use it to make progress on things over the next 2 weeks, whether that be initiating, Aries, or wrapping up, Gemini, any given thing, or just being more active in general. This full moon in Aries cycle will undoubtedly put some sort of pep in your internal step. And this moon is engaged with more than just its ruler Mars. The full moon in Aries will happen with a retrograde Jupiter. So one of the triplicity rulers of Aries, Jupiter, is co-present in the same sign. They are at 1 degree of Aries. Remember, Jupiter represents our social benefit, our collective evolution, and our personal expansion. So those topics are on the inner menu for this syzygy as well. And expect the levels of energy involved in this already charged full moon in Aries, therefore, to increase, even beyond the expected, even beyond normal Aries. Jupiter will augment and make bigger, even while it is retrograde. And Aries can bring the flair, the energy, or the drama. So during the 2 weeks following this lunation, look for this Jupiterian element in spiritual realizations made in reflection and positive modifications to the way you socially engage, maybe starting more positive social projects. We can all be ourselves better. That's what the full moon in Aries says, and ideally, we are always trying to be. Additionally, there in Aries, Jupiter cheers on and encourages this dynamic full moon lunation with a bit of its swagger, self-confidence, and well-meant bravado. It will be like having your coach on the field or that angel on your shoulder. Listen to your inner voice during this full moon for a pep talk. And chances are it will be offering words of support and egging you on forwards towards the goals you've been trying to achieve. Jupiter retrograde in Aries will try and try again as well. It is undeterred and forever resilient in the face of challenge. Expect our emotional worlds to be fortified by this buoyant and bright benefic planet present in the same sign as the full moon. Even in a tough spot, Jupiter and the moon in Aries will charge bravely forward, which can go terribly wrong. But then all that will come up in our next podcast, when Jupiter retrograde will head back into the watery final truth of Pisces, its yin home sign, later in the month on October 28th. Save that for next time. Sometimes Piscean spiritual realization can come at the cost of naive Aryan innocence, and we can expect situations to arise, especially emotional or spiritual or mental ones, that will bear forth the truth of that over the next month. Actual initiation to the mysteries in life comes with hard-won wisdom, divinely bestowed in its own time. And the universe itself is the only one that can do that and bestow those authentic experiences upon us when our hearts really change, and the ones that go beyond words, the ineffable. As slowing Mars in Gemini will continue to be in shorter and shorter supply of words, don't be surprised if there are moments of profound internal knowing that occur following this full moon that you really can't speak of. Arguably, that's what a good moon in Aries is for. And what's more, this vivifying Aries full moon will also aspect the goodly, loving beauty Venus in Libra, sitting pretty and combust opposite to it, 3 degrees from the sun at 13 degrees of Libra during this lunation. But no matter her condition, an opposition to Venus in Libra will always bring some sweetness in relationship, some attempts at reconciliation and balance, kinder words, finer art, and the like. Perhaps this reflects some yet unsubstantiated thing hoped for that could finally come to fruition when the Sun and Venus finally complete their cazimi, their conjunction, at the end of the month as well. That meeting will span the last degree of Libra and the first degree of Scorpio. So expect the martial themes of this Aries moon to be definitely a part of the ultimate culmination of the seeking of your current heart's desires, Venus and Mars. Those desires will be ultimately connected to the last traditional planet aspecting this full moon in Aries, which is Saturn retrograde over at 18 degrees of Aquarius, its fixed air home sign, from which it is also making a 60-degree sextile to the moon. Saturn is our social obligations, our challenging burdens, our issues, you get it. Whatever good things we are wanting right now, Venus and Jupiter, those good things will help us to deal with whatever stubborn shit we have been dealing with over the last 2 years, as Saturn went into and began these themes when it entered Aquarius in 2020. So this Aries moon softly sextiles both malefics, Mars and Saturn, providing an easy union for their energy of adversity. And this Aries moon shares a sign with one benefic, Jupiter, uniting it with its purpose, while looking directly at the other benefic, Venus, and reflecting upon our desires and wishes. So how do I interpret this? Keep our eyes on the prize and listen to our better angels as we take active steps toward the better future that we hold out hope for amidst great change and challenge. This full moon in Aries is calling forth self-actualization and giving us the opportunity to step up and into it. So, where will this initiatory full moon activate you personally? Let's jump into this full moon's meaning for each sign. I liked our mantra version of these last month, so let's do it again. By the way, my advice on which horoscope to listen to, I like to use rising signs. They give the horoscope of lived experience. Sun or moon signs can be used as well. And use astro.com or your favorite app to cast your chart using your exact birth time. Now, this cycle for all 12 signs as your mantra for success. Aries. Improving me improves us. Taurus. I heal so I may help. Gemini. My hope is creative. Cancer. Opportunity rises to meet me. Leo. Every word I speak is a prayer. Virgo. I give of myself in union. Libra. Other faces are my clearest mirrors. Scorpio. Giving my best lets my soul rest. Sagittarius. What I make lives beyond me. Capricorn. My outer strength begins inside. Aquarius. I speak my highest purpose into being. And Pisces. I am the origin of all that which I offer. And that is it for our horoscopes for all 12 signs for this syzygy. Let the thoughts surrounding bubble up, and we will take a short break for a word from our sponsors.
You just found the perfect product that helps with staying cool during hot summer runs. No more gross warm water. Stay cool with this product from Gear Handle. This hydration tube cover helps keep your water cool and easily accessible. Stay hydrated during those long summer runs or even delay from freezing in the winter. Plus, they're compatible with various brands of water bladders and come in various colors. Visit gearhandle.com and use promo code H2O today.
And we have returned to the studio and this episode of Text Astrology for our top 3 planetary transits to watch for between now and the next moon. First transit. Mercury re-enters Libra on Monday, October 10th at 6:46 p.m. Central Standard Time until October 29th, when it will enter Scorpio. I like this Mercury transit from Virgo into Libra for a few reasons. First, because Mercury, the swift planet governing our mental space, communication, and commerce, will finally clear an opposition with Neptune in late Pisces. Neptune being the dissolver of all boundaries and the sea of mystical imagination. So exiting that aspect will materially clarify a lot for detail-oriented Mercury and wipe away the fog from our mental mirrors, especially as Mercury in Libra initially opposes a hot, dry retrograde Jupiter at 1 degree of Aries upon its ingress into Libra. So, we are mentally sharper and less distracted. I also like this because we are getting Mercury in Libra with Venus, the ruler of Libra, also co-present in the sign. That means an infusion of mental warmth or a bit of personal beauty in life at the least, and potentially the bringing forth of higher goods like individual windfalls, relational healing, compassionate acts, and the like. Mercury, Venus, and the Sun will be sharing Libra for most of Mercury's transit, which means the energy-loving kindness will be easier to access, even if not previously or obviously embodied anywhere in your life. You'll have more access to that. Remember that Venus in Libra is still combust, so she is perhaps less visible in daily life than she might be otherwise, but still accessible. She will give Mercury some sweet words to say for sure. As I mentioned earlier, Mercury in Libra also opposes Jupiter retrograde for almost the entirety of its transit. Jupiter being one of the triplicity rulers of Libra as well. Expect high spirits, optimism, boisterous conversations, and social celebrations with that in effect. And perhaps for those hopes and dreams and ventured ideas to take more serious form when Jupiter does head back into the mystic currents of Pisces, just 24 hours or so before Mercury makes its way into deep and oceanic Scorpio later. Translation: enjoy this lighter Libra Aries vibe in moderation before it's time to dip your toes into thoughts and goals of much more depth later. Mercury in Libra will also trine both malefics, Mars and Saturn, allowing both of their energies a productive pathway with that easy 120-degree aspect, the trine, that aspect of access and flow. This will feel like agency, self-directed problem solving. Remember, Mercury just stationed direct in Virgo on October 2nd, so these initial degrees of Libra are receiving their third recent pass by Mercury. We know what's up. We are going to set things straight after recent experience has led us to the necessary conclusions and understanding required for the situation. Not our first rodeo. Wisdom is hard-won and often gleaned through trial and error. These upcoming mercurial efforts should prove finally effective. Second transit. Saturn stations direct on Saturday, October 22nd at 10:37 p.m. Central Standard Time at 18 degrees of Aquarius. It will stay direct in Aquarius until it changes signs and moves into Pisces in March of 2023. So, for the time being, the air sign energy continues. Saturn, our greater malefic of social structure and collective containment, will finally station direct in mid-Aquarius, almost perfectly square, to the disruptive, socially shocking Uranus, there at 17 degrees of Taurus. Taurus being Venus's fixed Earth home sign. Interestingly, when Saturn does station direct, the moon, our internal mood, will have just entered Libra, Venus's other domicile and the buzzy hub of much of the latest astrological activity. We will surely feel this shift lighten our mood, come to our aid, and sweeten our luck that Saturday evening. Beyond that evening of its station, Saturn will begin to move forward and gain speed, separating from the tense 90-degree aspect it has been holding with Uranus, which will perhaps free us from some of our supply chain issues, energy insecurity, and negative economic indicators. Expect society to become more focused on fixing the legal and political mistakes made over the last few months. That's Saturn retrograde in Aquarius for you, governmental miscalculations and law-making quandaries. In our personal lives, this Saturn station direct could have more interesting implications. To elucidate, let's remember that Saturn stations at 18 degrees of Aquarius, and that's within the second decan, or 10 degrees of Aquarius, which is ruled by Mercury, the mind, and one of the triplicity rulers of Aquarius as well, Mercury is. So where is Mercury? Where are our minds when the Saturn station happens? When our bonds are broken, so to speak, that's a Saturn station, and when we are set somewhat free from our burdens. Well, Mercury happens to be perfectly trine Saturn at that moment, literally from its place moving direct at 18 degrees of Libra, Venus's cardinal air sign we've talked so much about. So that means whatever has been both on our hearts and minds of late, that will be moving positively forward and served by forward-moving Saturn, meaning solutions surface, helpers emerge, someone does the right thing. This is Libra and Aquarius, so maybe justice is served, or agreements are finally honored or signed. You hear me. Something important and serious moves forward between you and others. Something that may have been tough to initially tackle. But it's finally happening for sure. Because Venus is finally also making her actual cazimi with the Sun after traveling with it all month at virtually the same time. They're within the last degree of Libra where they both are at the moment when Saturn stations. It's the heart of the matter. It's the mind and spirit saying, aha, now we feel the truth and see the light. And that said, I have to continue this story with our third transit. The Sun and Venus cazimi enter Scorpio on Sunday, October 23rd, between 2:47 and 5:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Mere hours after Saturn's direct station, Venus and a Sun, which achieved the apex of their cazimi in the last degree of Libra, like I said, those two move cazimi into the next sign together. So they move conjunct cazimi together into Mars's fixed water sign of Scorpio, where Venus loses her previous dignity and experiences the depth of her detriment. That doesn't mean her cazimi moment with the Sun loses its power, though. With Venus cazimi in Scorpio, expect powerful revelations, actually, and perhaps almost psychic sensing of the truth. Since this is happening in the middle of the American night, perhaps it's a good evening to do some dream work, especially as our stubborn Saturnian blockages are still clearing. And this cazimi conjunction feels to me like a breakthrough of understanding that leads to an earnest grasp of the truth of the situation you're in. And the truth can bite, or in Scorpio's case, it can sting. It's like the I just learned my spouse is cheating on me energy, or the finding of serious foundation problems with your house. You'd rather know, right? Going back into the world which you don't know, that would be a hard pass, because now you can do the right thing, and now you can take self-loving actions. Venus and the Sun in Scorpio. that are more strategic and better informed. Depending on your personal placements, this cazimi may have a more positive or negative manifestation. Remember, the next lunation after the full moon in Aries that we're speaking about is a new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio, just a couple of days after this takes place, on October 25th. So this Scorpio cazimi, that Venus sun in Scorpio, it sort of foreruns the story of that next syzygy in the same sign. Because whatever is revealed in our hearts this weekend of the 22nd and 23rd of October, whatever comes up related to relationship, art, and pleasure in that time, it will 100% certainly absolutely be a part of this new moon solar eclipse the following Tuesday on the 25th, which is actually Mars's day and in Mars's sign. After this full moon in Aries, another Mars lunation. But that Venus in Scorpio will still be right there, just a degree away from that lunation, feeling, witnessing, and warming the wild eclipse lights. Something is getting set straight, like that Saturn direct already spoke to before the Venus cazimi. But just like setting a broken bone, there may be some pain associated with the mending or healing process. Hopefully, this Venus cazimi is the very spoonful of sugar that will help our medicine go down. My advice? Get quiet this weekend. Listen, experience, understand, appreciate, consider, reflect. Enjoy whatever parts of the process you can, and feel hope, even in the face of betrayal or grim prognosis, because you can handle this. You've got it. Because Venus cazimi in Scorpio has a warrior's heart and spirit. And with yet another of the cliffhangers I always leave you with, I will move on to the end and summarize the upcoming quality of time. So the next couple of weeks, this full moon in Aries lunar cycle will be active, engaging, productive, progressive, and meaningful. Let those words be a basic guide, and let's move into some simple do's and don'ts for this lunar cycle. Do believe in yourself. No matter the challenge at hand, trust the process and enjoy the self-discovery that comes with it. Don't force it. You aren't a failure because something doesn't work out, and many closed doors are simply divine redirections. Do take a leadership role in your life. Life can jump behind the wheel of your car and drive at times, but remember, the journey is the destination, and it's in your hands. Don't deny yourself the help and support you need. You have nothing you must prove to anyone, including yourself. So don't try to be a hero when you don't have to be. Do be open to new information or relational revelations. Things may not be as they have seemed, and that's okay. You can and will adjust. Don't panic and reject the truth if it's hard to deal with when it arises. Sometimes the truth hurts, but knowledge is power, and good information will always empower you. And that concludes the full moon in Aries edition of this show. Stay alert, connected, and solution-oriented as we all journey through the next 2 weeks of this lunar cycle together. Until next time, everybody. That's it for this episode, folks. Meet me here every full and new moon for more cosmic wisdom. For now, you can find me on Instagram at Rachel Ruth Tate and at Astrology, or between the pages of my book, Meditations on Being, available on Amazon and wherever else you purchase books.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.
In a world where dreams meet reality, there exists a place where your business can flourish. That place is Shopify. Imagine having the power to craft your online store with tools that make it as easy as a gentle breeze. Whether you're an artisan of handmade wonders, a creator of digital treasures, or a curator of the latest trends, Shopify stands by your side. With its customizable templates, seamless integrations, and support that's always there, your dream store is just a heartbeat away. Join millions of visionaries around the globe and let Shopify guide you on your journey. Visit roguemedianetwork.com/Shopify. That's roguemedianetwork.com/SHOPIFY. And embark on your free trial. Shopify, where your commerce dreams come to life.